Hello, guys, and welcome back to the last game between Tempest and Infinity. Winner takes all as we go to the third game of this series. First game went the way of Tempest because, Infinity picked a punch carry that didn't really work out. Second game went the way of Infinity because they played a really solid early game, and Tempest did not play an early game. Now, third game, who is it going to go to? We're going to have to find out. After that second game, what things should Tempest learn? You were talking about how you were becoming a Tempest fan. Obviously, this is a little bit of an obstacle on your course to becoming a Tempest fan. What do you think they should work on here, either draft-wise or play-wise?
I think the draft on the last game was kind of. I'm not sure if I can blame the draft, but I think the lane phase was a disaster. They need to fix the lane phase for this game.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I think the lane phase the last game was a disaster. You can just destroy them on every lane. So this make a big difference. But overall in the game itself, they know what to do. They stay calm. They have nice ideas. We see that Kotaro is just buying smoke to try to to wrap around people. They have Dota, but they need to fix the beginning of the game.
Okay. RDO, would you agree with that?
Yes, but I think draft-wise, if you don't have first pick, you ban Beastmaster. If you have first pick, you pick Beastmaster. It's that easy.
Okay,
And
that's
about
simple.
about gameplay, I think they have to work on Seba's mentality because he's a very skilled player, but after he get destroyed on this lane, he missed every single spell for the rest of the game. Maybe he got tilted because of having such a hard lane. I don't know. I'm not on their Discord to be sure about it, but it's what I think.
Okay,
that's a nice
a good point. Game recognizes game, right? But yes, you were Sebas. If people don't know, he's probably the newest player that we see in at least Division 1 as a DPC. He's been brought in from being a high tier player, and Wu was telling us that they essentially picked him up because he went from rank 200 to rank 30 in like a matter of a week, and he thought that was very skilled. And obviously, Slavin also recommended him because they're both from the same country, and a new migration of Equatorian players coming in there. But we'll see if Sebas can do better. He's learning a lot. Right, what is your suggestion for mid laners? Because I think a lot of mid laners that I talk about how the skill level is super high for that lane. It feels like you have to play everything perfectly. How do you prevent from being stuck in that perfectionism and of that hindering your plays? How do you reset in the middle of a game after, say, a bad lane?
One of the main characteristics you need to be as a mid lane is try to stay calm and not tilt. Like when you face these hard situations in the mid lane that the matchup it's bad for you and the opponent's playing better and it's tough. You need to just try to stay calm and have teammates who rise you up, like, okay, you got this, the next game will be better, and try to reset. But since he's a new player, he's a young player too, he doesn't have the confidence and the mindset, but it's going to be constructed in the grind, match after match, series after series, until he's lapidated and he's ready to play at his best. I think he just needs to stay calm. As mid laner, when you lose a lane so hard like that, I don't think he should lose the lane like he did on the last game. You need to watch the replay and see what he could do better and improve, and that's it.
Okay, fair enough. As we go into game 3, we're gonna. I just want to double check. Beastmaster did get banned. RDO, you were a genius.
Nice.
And so they first picked the CK instead, and the Batrider. We actually saw SG running offlane Batrider to a pretty decent success. This could be a flex then as offlane or mid laner. What do you find of this hero? RDO has an 8th pick. I think it's a solid 8th pick. Do you think Batrider can be back to that position again?
Yes, especially in this meta with a lot of spellcasting heroes. You can 8-pick Batrider, ban 3 counters for mid lane, and get a free Batrider game. You just go your normal travel BKB game, then you just throw over the game. And it's what they're doing. Another good thing is Beastmaster is banned, so there's no annoying BKB piercing heroes. As I say that, they pick the Grimstroke, never mind.
Yep. They go for the Grimstroke. Has been very, very popular these days, and that's going to make Batrider's life a little bit difficult. But no combo just yet, right? We've seen from... Oh, actually, no. Sorry, it was Infamous, right? That was doing this. Where they always picked Doom, Beastmaster, Grimstroke as their first 3 picks. No Doom, Grimstroke this time. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
Go ahead, Ray.
I'm not a big fan of this Batrider picking so early. I think this hero needs to be 18 or less pick. I think this hero is like a hero to destroy the game. Like, you just pick to destroy the game and have a guarantee that you have a good lane and you have a free game. I don't like Batrider with CK2. I think CK is too much greedy, even on the carry or the offlaner, and Batrider needs too much space. I mean, they are protecting the bat by just banning three good heroes against him, the mid lane, but I don't know. I'm kind of suspicious to talk. Every time I pick Batrider, and when I used to play competitive, that's one thing I used to say to people, like, just give me the Batrider when the game is excellent for the hero, you know, just 18 pick or the last pick itself.
Do you feel like he's a hero that suffers a lot from counters?
Not. How can I say? It's not that he can play against counters easily, like against Bloodseeker and heroes that bother him on the game, but he needs too much space. You know, he needs too much items. He needs travel. He needs dagger. He needs the shard. He needs BKB. If he plays against Bloodseeker, he needs Linkens. So he needs space, and he needs a good lane. So it's Batrider is like a carry, you know. He doesn't play like a normal mid laner. He's going to farm the whole map.
Oh, the picks that we're seeing now, or he might not be a core because they pick Visage. Is this Visage support that they picked up here, or what exactly is going on here for Tempest RDO?
I am as much confused as you are. Dire team kind of have 4 cores. I was expecting them to like try aggro and play Batrider against Underlords, but now that they picked Visage and Lash, I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I have no clue either.
I hope this Visage support, because there's no way Lash, Bat, or CK can play +5 or +4 or 5.
Yeah, I guess Visage is the best support.
Yeah, they also doesn't have any hero to just jump in and start a fight. If this Batrider is going to support, what is going on with this draft?
It does feel though like whenever we see Visage support, it usually is like, oh, I picked Visage offlane, I couldn't play it offlane, I flex it, right? It does not seem like Visage support has a lot of success, at least in competitive, if you force it that way. Or would you disagree with that, Rayur?
Man, I'm so confused right now. Like, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's happening.
Yep, Infinity too, because they're banning offlaners. Like, I guess we just ban offlaners to save our Juggernaut's lane. They don't know where anything is going for Tempest.
I think Infinity has a solid draft right now. Like,
yeah,
Jagger with Windstroke, Underlord with the Hood Wink. They have the last pick. Yeah, they have the last pick. They can just counter whatever goes in the mid lane. Infinity is on a really good position right now.
Maybe Tempest caught what Infinity had in the first game, and that's what this draft is. They're just like, there's a virus going around that may force you to clown around in your drafts. That's what Tempest is doing. Who knows?
They're applying Mariano.
Mariano's now safe, man. He's gonna do the safest drafts. Let's talk about Infinity, because that's an actual guessable draft. RDO, what are your thoughts on their final pick on the mid laner? What could they run?
They just need to pick a solid mid hero, a mid that will not lose to either Batrider or Lash, which would be Ember's Bend.
Yep.
I have no clue. Maybe actually they can pick Pango. Pango's open, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Pango, yeah, Pango counters CK so much, man. And it should be a solid lane against these 3 ranged weird heroes.
I think Pango and Void Spirit is decent this game. Void Spirit will struggle a little bit in the lane against Bat, but it's completely fine. Just play safe, get level 6, it's fine. He won't die if the only thing that he'll die in the lane is playing bad, like just missing the simulate and stuff like that.
All right,
What is
Tempest,
happening?
they found a support. They found one support. It's the ogre. I'm hoping here.
It's Batrider offlane and Visage 4.
Yeah.
Actually, it's Triaggro. It's Triaggro, Visage, Ogre, CK, and Batrider against Underlord and Lash Schmidt, as I said at the beginning.
Okay.
Oh my god. Saved, guys. They saved,
And there's the
saved the
Pango.
draft. Yeah.
Great call, RDO. You're godlike today. Oh no, it's Visage offlane. It's the
Alright.
CK as the 4, my friend. Okay, Leshak carry instead. That is something. So the Leshak could always be a carry. He's been played as a carry before, but isn't the matchup versus Juggernaut pretty bad for the Lesh carry?
Yeah, but the eggs makes the game better. The eggs and Ghost
okay.
Scepter. I really enjoy the eggs on Lash. Super broken, I think. Few people know this. Like, you just jump into a fight, press Nihilism, and everyone dies. He goes for. It's good against Juggernaut, but I don't know. Weird game, weird draft.
Right, what are you gonna go for this time? Will you be progressive or conservative this time? Are you gonna join the RDO side?
I'm going to join RDO side this game. I don't know what's happening with Tempest this game. I'm completely lost.
Okay. RDO, what about you?
I'm not going on the CK farm, and no. It's too much for me. It's the same as the Pudge carry, you know? I'll go with the Infinity drafts. Let's go.
Okay.
Never jinx them.
Never jinx them. All right, we have a panel of boomers this time to decide that they're going to go for the safe. You know, RDO is having none of this CK4. Will the casters agree, or will the casters be more adventurous with their draft tastes? We're going to have to see as we go over to Gareth and Lacoste.
Yeah, it's an interesting one here. I mean, Infinity starting out this series with weird and wonderful drafts and kind of becoming more conservative as the series goes on, and Tempest coming out of left field with this CK position for Lacoste. What's happening? What do you read into this?
I don't know. I think they wanted to put CK somewhere because they got immediately Underlord after that. Juggernaut and this Pango pick was open that panel mentioned. Pango just works really well where he kills the CK illusions at every stage of the game. It's very annoying for CK to play into Pango. I think pretty similar to what happened in game 1, where one team had just a very weird and awkward draft to play. And now you have Visage as the offlane against Grimstroke plus Juggernaut. I think Visage might suffer. There was also a possibility to run an aggressive tri-lane, something RDO talked about. I think that was a good suggestion, where they leave Batrider alone against Underlord plus Hoodwink, force Hoodwink to get out, and then it makes Underlord matchup very difficult to play. Because you have Visage Ogre, it's ton of damage with the CK. I don't think you can kill Juggernaut, but you can kill the supports.
Yeah, and then just bully the Jug out of lane afterwards. Looks like they will just set up the 2-1-2 naturally, though, as things stand. We'll see where they head, though, if any changes get made. Infinity already coming out of their base, getting 2 early wards down. Dire still holding their vision until Catyu plants his first observer ward. Just waiting up on this high ground to see if anyone comes their way. I mean, they do have a lot of damage once we get out of laning stage, though. A lot of magic damage. So pre-BKBs, Infinity may suffer if they get run at constantly. There's always that factor of Juggernaut has built-in magic immunity, the spin to get away from a lot of that. Is this another one of those games where mid lane is going to make or break one of these teams, do you think?
It's a good lane for Batrider. I think if Pango can bait Batrider to use his mana, a lot of his mana, and not get a kill, get a bottle, then he's going to be okay, but needs to be careful, because Batrider does have a lot of kill potential on Pango.
And maybe even see some of these supports rotating in early to try and guard the runes, especially. Around 4 minutes in. It looked like they were considering some kind of lane swap. Mariana was sat mid and now TP's top, as they understand it is the Batrider mid. So it looked like they were expecting that same kind of move. RDO and you were explaining as well with the the tri-lane and the lane swaps. But none of that nonsense. What's Katyu doing? He's got a sentry. Surely not wanting to block Ancients or something so early on.
He's being a big boy. He's blocking off the Squirrel, so Squirrel needs the TP.
Get that Hoodwink out of here. Genek in a sentry small camp. Mariano already throwing out the Firestorm.
What about Lightning Storm? There's another storm coming out.
Yeah, level 1 Lightning Storm, level 1 Firestorm. Even more magic damage just being chucked into the mix. And I guess when you're against a ranged magic damage dealer, your Atrophy Aura loses a bit of value. Just going for the lane shove, try and secure level 2 a little bit faster, going to help him out on that.
I think
Underlord.
that's what they wanted, to have a ranged hero who relies on like magical damage rather than physical. Katyu's done a very good job looking for that double ignite opener, and also giving Leshrac free farm. Leshrac's 5-1. Also, one thing to notice is Lightning Storm got buffed, so instead of having 4 number of targets at level 1, it's now 5, so 1 per each level. That means that you can use it on the wave, hit all 4 creeps early on, and hit the hero.
Oh, Draken. The first death of many, potentially.
As expected. Like, this lane's not playable for Visage. You're playing into Juggernaut, so you can't get the Grave Chill off if he uses a spin, and there's an Inkswell. You might use it on a creep wave, or you can use it on Grimstroke, but if you misuse it, or if you don't have the target, they're gonna kill you. Juggernaut, once he hits level 3, 2 points in spin with the Grimstroke as well, there's gonna be people dying here. And by people, I mean Visage.
Yeah, it's like lights out for him.
Also, he tried to TP out. I just noticed that.
Oh, did
he
he?
needs to walk back to the lane.
Oh, it's a disaster for him. This is... I mean, we've had this several times now. This Visage off lane. We had it at the Major as well, right? Where Jabs was playing Visage against the Juggernaut. Plus, I mean, maybe it was a Grimstroke then, but you see this level 2 spin, making short work of Slardin. Oh, one more hit would have done it, but Prada not near enough by. Trying to give him a little bit of free time.
And Leshrac will need to do some heavy lifting in this game. Playing Visage from behind tends to get very awkward. I want to mention out the mid lane PP. He baited out the Firefly, so for next 30 seconds he's gonna be okay. And also he decided to go for Magic Wand and Boots of Speed first item. I like that a lot, just to be able to outrun him and have more charges on his Magic Wand. And now going in for Bottle. PP knows the matchup very well.
Yeah, it's one of those clever adaptations that it feels like we rarely see nowadays. You think back a few years to the Batriders, the Razors, the ODs and stuff like that. These boots up early days helps you amazingly. Slardin and Draken did manage to get a lot of damage onto Lumiere not long ago, but he's already been south back up, and both Radiant heroes full and ready to fight again.
I don't know how you last it. Juggernaut's base attack time, like he hits twice while it's like playing against Morphling, especially for Visage. He just doesn't have enough damage and attack speed. Yeah. So Juggernaut's gonna get a ton of farm on the bottom.
Oh, she kept going for that. Katara was brought low by Firestorm and a Bushwhack, and it's another Bushwhack onto Katara. Firestorm will take down the Lesh. And Katyu, yes, you've ignited the Hoodwink. Hitting away at Mariano. But now he's got Atrophy Aura. He punches back pretty hard.
Hoodwink is fine with that trade. They get a kill. She comes back to lane, full HP, full mana.
Miss out on the Inkswell. Didn't connect on Slardin because he did a cheeky little reality rift back into the creep wave.
He did it twice already. I mean, they have ways of playing around it, but what does this CK bring?
A stun. That's it. One stun and I'm done. They do get a trade, so Draken reasonably happy with that 1-for-1. Top lane again, a Bushwhack from Ginnek. Fire blasted, no Firestorm coming, and there's the double ignite. And Mariano has to stick. It does feel, though, just looking at the CS board, that Radiant are getting the upper hand across pretty much all of these lanes.
Double ignite again.
Oh, man, so much damage. He's going to kill the Hoodwink here. Go back in for it.
No, he's dead.
Ah, he dies. Ginnek survives. What's the build on Batrider this game? Because we did see him go for that, not this player, but Tranquil's drums was it Dark Mago playing it? You think that's a similar thing he goes for tempo this match as well?
if we're talking about other lanes not going so well, especially the bottom lane, they need some catching up to do. If he feels that he needs to be more active, he's gonna get the Drums Tranquils, Bongo, BKB Blink build. But if he doesn't, if he thinks he can get away with it, then it's gonna be Boots of Travel BKB.
See how much you can save up first. PP being bullied back a little bit by Cat U's Ogre. There's level 6 on the Pangos, so they've got that Rolling Thunder threat. They come out of the fog if they can start things off. Hoodwink going to come here and deward some more camp at the same time, but Cat U secures the rune away from the Pango, who does wander over. Just want to make the Ogre pay for his insolence, stealing my rune, how dare you. Cancel the Rolling Thunder though, and PP unable to get the job done. Salve up from Ogre now, and a lasso there. PP's dropping.
He has a
Lumia
stun.
has killed off Slardin, but PP's dead up in that top rune spot.
PP
now getting
misplayed.
chased down. Oh, the Bushwhack holds the bat away. Firefly still going for another 3 or 4 seconds. Acorn Shot will try and slow them down, and maybe an attempt to deny to Ancients. He gets it. He gets the deny off.
PP misplayed it. He should have not swashbuckled before using the Rolling Thunder, because Shield Crash was getting off cooldown. So if he used Rolling Thunder, connected once or twice, there's a lot of bounces that he could have made, and then a swashbuckle, that would have been a much better play. Draken will hit level 6 after this wave, so there's gonna be not too bad. In terms of CS, Juggernaut has 46, Visage has 24, but he got levels. He's level 6 7 minutes into the game, so not too bad. I think CK pulled the wave twice, died.
Yeah, but your Lesh dying top, not a great way to go. I mean, Kataro's actually
He's
not dead
not.
yet. He's turning. He's fighting back.
Oh,
Mariano gifted a kill on that Leshrac. Still looks like he's going to die to Cat U here. He pops very far. He's got no more stick charges. He's just hitting the Ogre. But you've poked the angry boy. Got a double kill and traded 2 for 2.
Lashrak, if he stayed a little bit
bot lane.
further away.
They're going back in. They wrapped around that tree line. There's the Ink Swell. Spin with a stun. Finish him off. Kill the Familiars as well. And that's a long old cooldown for this Visage now.
Yeah, top lane, very, very close. They could have both survived if Kotaro didn't get too close. I think he had enough mana and Edict running. It's a level 1 Edict, but I think there would be still 1 extra Pulse Nova hit to be able to bring him down.
He does offer a tremendous amount of damage. Put themselves in harm's way, getting hit by that Underlord. Now a quick little move out of mid lane. There's double bounty runes there, but Bat doesn't want to stick around and bottle them up. Wants to head top with this lasso to try and catch someone. There's Invis Batrider here, no reveals, so the Firefly lasso. Mariano helped out by the Bushwhack in the Pit of Malice. I do need Sabas to use the ulti here to find the kill on him. Ogre and Lash also trying to get in behind the Hoodwink, and whoever else is maybe TPing to save.
And if you look at what Kotaro did, he picked up 1 bounty rune. He left the other one near the outpost, so Batrider can't. It would be too costly if they lose both of them. So he's like, yeah, I'm gonna pick up 1, and you can come back and pick the other one. On the bottom, Draken dying 1 more time. It's his 3rd death. Lumiere having a free game. Having an extra Windlace, extra Boots of Elven skin.
Well, a portal into the pit. And Kotaro, 4-man rotation coming into his jungle. Grimstroke's already here as well. Thinking about pitting himself back in. Yeah, there's tier 1 tower bottom lane, right? Yeah, Lumiere.
He's having a free time. Extra Windlace, extra Band of Elven skin, because it's cheap on top of Javelin. He's gonna have a lot of farm this game. This Windlace build plus Phase Boots to be able to close the gap, play with the Grimstroke. Both of the Infinities heroes near the rune are getting scouted by the ward. Seems like it's not gonna get dewarded. Pango does have a haste rune, so he can easily make rotation bottom and try to defend the tower. 3 points in Edict. Let's see if he decides to do that. Pango needs to be careful when playing into Lesh. Once Edict is maxed out, if you try to bounce back, since it's physical damage, you gotta be careful how you approach that. By physical, I mean pure.
And piercing spell immunity caused some problems for him. They do get top tier 1 though, and with Genic arriving down bottom, it looks like they want to try something. Visage Familiar is ever present, giving that vision over the trees to maybe try and see the hoodwink coming. Lumiere and PP smoked up. Pango hasted and running bottom. TP's arriving as well. Tower has fallen. Who can they find? The Ogre offers himself as a sacrifice to the Lumiere god Juggernaut, and Visage Familiar is going to get picked off as well as they soulbind and find Draken. Familiar's dying so quickly. A double kill with tons of extra money on top.
That's 3 sets of familiars that died in an 11-minute game. Lumiere is massive. Like, they also don't have
They're 100 gold
too many
each.
counters. There's like this Edict, which Juggernaut doesn't care too much about it, but there's also Lasso. I don't know, I feel like Juggernaut's gonna have a very easy game this time around, considering how good off to a start he has. Also CK, like CK4, what is that? Like, what's the purpose of this hero? I don't see this hero coming back into the, like, his impact is only gonna get lower in the game. He was thinking about getting the Vlads, but since Visage is getting 1, he's going for mana boots.
What is my purpose? Your purpose is to stun. That's pretty much it. That's all he can do.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And Lumiere, yeah, Maelstrom completed. Moves straight in towards mid lane. They want more objectives. Incredibly difficult to see how Tempest fight into this. And yeah, Familiars are 100 gold each, right? So that's 600 gold going into the pockets of Infinity in these first 11 minutes. A lot of that went into the Jug and why he is so far ahead at 6,500 net worth. He would like to go Omnislash someone. Kitaro, a brilliant choice. Kaya, Cloak, Arcane Boots on Kitaro's Leshrac, so no way to save himself from Lumiere's physical damage. Oh, they're going to find him. They've pinged in the trees. They know he's hiding somewhere. Now they've seen him. Kitaro, show yourself. Face me. There we go with a bushwhack. Sharpshooter. I don't know if they needed the Omnislash as well, but like I said, Lumiere just wants to go and slash somebody.
Wants to use it. And his next, like, he wants to get Yasha into Aghanim Shard. I don't think I've seen, like, such an early shard pickup if he decides to stick with it. Slot in. Looks very dead to me.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely is. Wrong side of the river. I do like this, though, with a shard. You know, you're going to be reliant on your spin against the Leshrac, against the Bat Rider. So why not put more emphasis into that? Maelstrom Shard, such a nice little combo, especially if you can get it this early on.
I don't know if he wants to actually go for it. Like, sure, move speed is good. I like the full Mjolnir, because you're playing against Leshrac, you're playing against Familiars, which do have a lot of attack speed, so it's going to proc more often, and also against the Bat Rider's Firefly.
Radiant scan 3 heroes up there, and they've got vision on the high ground that saw a couple of them. They know they could just plat themselves mid. Keep controlling these runes. There's another is about to spawn for PP. Oh, where's it going to be? Top lane DD. Slot in, snags it, but now it's a 2-man soul bind. Even throwing the Dark Portal in there to allow Mariano to open up on Katyu. Now with 2 heroes dead, Lacoste, do they have Roshan taking capabilities, or is this just all about mid-tier 1?
It's tier 1 tower. They're going to prioritize that, which is fine. They have 3 points in the healing ward, which is going to keep them alive. Draken trying to kill the healing ward with the birds, but might need to resummon them. Yep.
There we go. And this slight lead for the Radiant is only going to build and build in the coming minutes, it feels like. Rodovatos for the Underlord is arriving, but they've got even more catch capabilities, and with a bushwhack onto Draken, he was way too far forward, maybe getting caught up in microing his familiars, but a pit there on the Bat Rider too is a big one. Rolling Thunder crashed him back into the Malice of Mariano, and 2 quick kills for them, while Kitaro has offered himself to an Omnislash from Juggernaut. Bouncing onto Slardin, nearly killing the CK. Big old spin, massive circle from the Juggernaut will clip the CK, find another.
That's a full team wipe, Gary.
And Ogre under the tier 2 tower, crying tears of sadness as Mariano, the Underlord, takes an ultra kill.
Mariano playing a little bit more for the team, understanding that like they could use extra control. So he gets 3 points in Pit of Malice instead of just maxing the Atrophy aura. He even gets like the talent, the Firestorm Radius, his Road of Athos. Very, very difficult game. Like Leshrax, and not off to a good start. He got shut down, 5 deaths on Kotaro. Visage, he's like not really a thing in this game. And like your supports, Ogre is fine. It's just the CK. Like this hero doesn't do anything at the moment.
Yeah, he's like a poor man's Clockwork. He goes in, he stuns, and he dies. A very sad time for him. Yeah, your 3 cores on Tempest. Lesh not going BKB early, going for this Kaya Sanj with a cloak, trying to bridge the gap into the mid game. But Chaos Knight in the mid lane, and Batrider with a lasso trying to focus down PP. Pango close to death, but he's got so many heroes around him, rallying with that Pangolier, and maybe now looking for Kotaro, who jumps forward aggressively to kill the Pangolier, but he's walked into 4 of Infinity.
He wanted that kill, and now they're gonna get Roshan for free. Maybe Lumiere needed to plant down Healing Ward for Pango, because he had Sticking Upon charges and the Flay Break on top of him. Tried to use the Rolling Thunder, didn't even get it off. Leshrac was there. Like, Underlord has plus 120 damage, getting closer to his BKB. This game's very, very difficult for Tempest. Like, if we're talking about scaling into the late game,
yeah,
like this Juggernaut, Underlord, Pango, they're gonna outcarry them so hard.
Yeah, it comes to this a situation where you think if Tempest had a Black Hole or a Ravage, maybe would give them a little more of a chance going into late game. Just having a team fight ulti that can win you decisively one battle. They don't have that.
Yeah,
they
just
have a lasso.
CK4 into Enigma 4, get that Black Hole.
Please. I would
Minus
love it.
repick. Remember in Dota 1 days, you could swap players. Like, you could vote to swap players in and out of the teams. It's like you
swap
don't.
3.
Yeah, you're just like, you don't want the guy on your team, and if they feel like, the game's really imbalanced, so they
Yes.
take him in.
Oh, yes, I remember. You mean from, like, enemy team to your team. Yeah, like, if someone...
Yeah,
like,
you swap the players.
Like, 2 enemies leave, someone abandons, and you're like, I only have time for 1 game. I want to continue playing. You would swap someone from your team to their team, so it's a 4v4. I'd completely forgotten about that. That's brought back some memories of people rage quitting and disconnecting and stuff.
Oh, Draken looks pretty
Oh,
dead.
dear. He sure does. DP's there with an Ink Swell on him. Easy pickings. And again, Draken in a position where you do wonder why he's there. Familiar's fine, but your actual hero? Down low in the river, not where you belong.
Seems like they kind of stopped playing. I mean, maybe it's the heroes. Like Batrider needs to be making the moves because the others can't. It's not about CK. It's not about Visage. He does have BKB Boots of Travel.
He does.
So should make stuff happen.
Now pressing on this tier 2. Mariano going to arrive with a Pit of Malice. Zone them away. Bushwhack misses. They'll focus into the Ogre. Taro just TPing the hell out of there. Mechanic on a spree. Now the response. What's the answer from Tempest? You see heroes TP. You react. You respond. And move into mid. Lumiere spins. Goes wild onto the CK and brings him down. But they've got this Batrider with Lasso Firefly. Aegis removed from the Juggernaut. And now he
Can
is
you land
without
a
spin
stun?
for 5 seconds. Draken does land 2 stuns with the Familiars. But the rest of the team, Infinity arrives through the Dark Portal. And a beyond godlike Juggernaut saved by his squad. Will clear up another couple of heroes and the tier 2.
They're gonna go for the high ground. Everyone's gonna be full HP.
Why not?
Mariano has extra 100 damage, so 250 per hit. They don't care too much about this Ogre and the Bloodlusted Tower. Draken trying to kill the healing ward, but the birds, the burbs.
The birds are sad, making their awful, demonic, hellish squawking noises. I do
Yeah,
hold
what
barracks,
was
though.
the noise again the other day that you did for Familiars, Gary?
I don't remember.
You remember, do it. What
Oh,
about the
yeah.
other bird? Does other bird sound the same?
That's how he sounds.
Radiant using a scan, they know someone is there. Draken. Birds dying again.
Money, money, money. Is PP gonna kill it? They're pinging it. Prada's like, give me bird, money. Diffusal blade slowing it as well. Plus 100 for PP's Pango. And now the chokehold only increasing. Infinity control triangle, push into tier 2. No need to worry about Roshan being stolen or sneaked. You don't really care too much about the rest of the map because your tier 1s mid and top are basically full HP. And the only hero that can really do anything is the Leshrac in terms of tower damage. They're also going to find Draken mid. Genek and PP rotating with Prada. Cutting across the map, getting a good sharpshooter in, but Genek might get picked off by the birds. Never mind, Draken drags them away, loses his own life and tries to micro around, while up in the top lane they found Kataro's Lash. Caught in the Pit of Malice, another portal here, allowing Infinity this global map maneuverability, and PP's killed off the Chaos Knight across to the secret shop. They lose a tier 1, but who cares? They're back down bottom, pressing high ground again. Lasso onto Mariano, but there's the Inkswell on him. Try and get him out of danger and away from Sebas. That Omni Slash doing some serious damage. That Rider's gone.
I think they
Mariano.
might call it. It's one of those games where you just feel like you can't do anything. Next Roshan could respawn in 3 minutes. Lumiere will have another healing ward. He's all over the place. He's been involved in 20 out of 30 kills. And he goes on top of Leshrac, pops the Mjolnir. So, like, if there's an Edict Pulse Nova running, he's gonna get zapped like 10 times.
It's not going to be fun for him. But yeah, it really does feel like there's no momentum, no impetus here for Tempest to really drive forward any kind of meaningful team fight. And maybe they could smoke as 5 and look for these immediate pick-offs. But if you get sucked into these 5v5s, into the pit, into the soulbind, Infinity have shown how well they can execute with such a normal draft they have here in Game 3.
Seems like they didn't learn anything from Infinity, what they drafted for themselves.
Well, learn to pick Pudge. But it really, I mean, you and RDO, you know, you said it right. First pick, ban, try and pick Beastmaster. If you don't have it, then you ban it. And that's been the story of the series, hasn't it? You know, the team that picks it wins. The team that bans it apparently wins.
Because they didn't have the first pick, so they banned it. Makes sense. The Beastmaster looked a bit too strong. Both teams know how to use it, and they were afraid of it.
What are they doing, though? They're just farming ancients, chilling.
Waiting for
that
next Roshan. Like, if someone shows up, they're gonna go for the pick-off if someone overextends. Other than that, it should be waiting for Roche.
Yeah, because if you're trading farm, you know, like you said 5-10 minutes ago, whatever it was, dire team scaling nowhere near as strong as yours. PP has this blink on top of Diffusal now. Sebas with Invis Rune bottled, using his blink just to jump away from the Radiant. They are angling towards top, though. Mjolnir, static charge, Jug Illusion. Doesn't clear the full wave. Prada will secure the rest of it. A very steady hand here from Infinity. Kataro's hiding in trees bot. Sabas is there behind him as well. They're afraid to move out of the shadows. Sladin was also farming in the enemy jungle. Aghanim Shard is nearly there for him. So he'll have that, what, extended range and the illusion created.
Very powerful. Create the illusion of a position for CK. I don't think anyone cares about it.
He wishes he was Grimstroke at this point, so create an illusion of this Juggernaut. Yeah, Grim really doesn't have anyone to make an illusion of, so Aghanim Scepter off the table for him. If
Makes
other
no
items
sense.
instead. Yeah, just becoming massive though. I mean, even PP now, 13,000 net worth. It's buying time to get that Aegis and really consolidate their lead and get up into that lane of barracks middle, which they have already opened.
Catyu somehow managed to farm full Lotus Orb on position 5 Ogre, which is pretty impressive. I mean, CK doesn't farm. Look where Sladin is.
Yeah, he's been here for a good 2-3 minutes now, just farming a couple of jungle camps on the Radiant side of the river.
The thing about this position for CK, like no matter what you buy, you're not gonna make your hero like stronger, if that makes sense. Like, because you can't, your hero relies on dealing right click. Sure, if you can get like shard, I don't know, Octarine core, whatever.
You're never gonna shine.
Exactly, it's just a very, very difficult hero to work on a position.
So with the Ogre, why Lotus and not a Wraith Pact, as an example, this game?
Because Visage
I guess Visage has one, okay.
Yeah, but Lotus
shut
is
up.
probably the best, the one that they can get against Pit of Malice, Road of Atos, Grimstroke, and also Juggernaut's Omnislash, so you are protecting your core. It's mostly going to be used on Leshrac going in, or Batrider going in, whoever's going to be sitting closer to Juggernaut so he can't Omni.
Oh yeah, Lesh does still do a hell of a lot of damage, and with a BKB now, maybe a bit more freedom for Kataro to get in on top of people. Still needs that Aghanim Scepter though, as the panel was talking about with the Nihilism. Turning everybody ethereal. PP getting a little bit antsy. He wants to use spells. Let me roll on somebody. That's all about
You can
the
roll a
waiting game.
Roshan, because Roshan just respawned.
What's the cooldown on Rolling Thunder? 70 seconds? He could easily have used like 3 Rolling Thunders the past couple of minutes. And there is Roche, wide open. Infinity make the most of this opportunity. And, absolutely no way that Tempest come across here. Sladin is just using Phantasm to farm. You know, level 1 Phantasm, hit some more creeps.
Oh no, what will they do if they don't have CK Phantasm for the fight? Dies from 1 Grimstroke, Stroke of Fate, or 1 Swashbuckle.
I just died from 1 Hellbear. 1 Hellbear and CK's ulti died. All familiars top. Swash kind of misses. I'll take one of them. Draken does have a resummon. I don't think he doesn't want to, but he has to. And now the move comes. Lumiere with Aegis. Juggernaut Aegis, one of the strongest forces on the map when you're pushing high ground. You've got Spin, you've got Manta to play defensively. Healing Ward, of course, as well. And Omnislash if you have that chance to play offensively. To dive the back lines and find supports. Tier 3 tower didn't stand a chance. Familiars. This was the resummon, so can't be losing them. Pit of Malice causing problems, though, and 1 will die. Sladin nowhere near this fight. CK is wrapping around, but he's not an Enigma. I still wish he was. Imagine this. A blink Enigma coming in from behind like this would be sick, but it is a position 4 Chaos Knight with Phantasm. He'll use his ulti.
Scary. Everyone fall back.
Oh, the lasso. They found PP. They dragged him out of the lasso and stunned him with a CK bolt, and PP swashbuckles away, but there is a little bit more damage from Draken. Soulbinder's out as well. Kataro losing all his mana, being burnt, and Omnislash, they jump him, and Lumiere will find himself a triple kill just like that. The game will come to an end. 4 heroes dead on Tempest side. Catyu, the only one standing alive in this base. Draken flying back, not really on his mind right now. Probably hands off keyboard, give him the ultra, and allow Lumiere to clean this one up.
Does anyone on Dire... I think Ogre should have been a good lad. Buyback, give him the rampage. Because he was the only one that has buyback on Dire's side.
Oh, Visage did, but then he bought a Staff of Wizardry. I saw the golden outline on Visage. He had buyback until he didn't. And he buys his Aghanim Scepter, and he's alive in 10. You've lost top, you lost mid. Glyph is there on the bottom tier 3. Lumiere, unstoppable at this point. Will look just to take down these final buildings. Maybe one last chance, though, for Tempest. They'll give it one more crack. Silent as the grave. Visage is hiding. Who's he gonna find? Nobody, because he's bushwhacked. And Lumiere dodges all the stuns, spins forward. Kataro, half HP already, caught in the pit of malice, rotted up as well. And Lumiere, well, he's thinking about poking back in, but the back lines have been broken. Visage still hunting the hoodwink there, as PP's rolling thunder, causing a bit of chaos. The push back from the flame break, but Lumiere spins in again. Ogre silenced to catch on to the Batrider. And Lumiere, a monstrous performance from his Juggernaut. Easiest lane of his life, 18-0-9. And 20 seconds until he's got another Omni Slash. That's what he wants to do. Dive Fountain with Omni Slash. Kill Kataro under Fountain. Go and lose the Aegis. He might die though. Gotta be careful. Gotta be worried about this Kataro. Leshrac killing off your supports. Prada gone. Lumiere, Lincoln's popped. The Splitter, they're landing on him. Lumiere's gonna die. Kataro's gonna finish him off. Oh,
He's
no,
fine.
He's not.
You know, he's not. I thought he might have been.
Comeback time. 90 seconds, no jug. 70, no Grimstroke.
Yeah, go mid, end the game.
Go mid, end.
Through tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, into tier 4s and Ancients as well.
Just give Leshrac 10 tomes and he'll have level 25.
I'm all down for comebacks and everything, but I don't think there is a possibility for a comeback in this game. They just they attack Fountain. I mean,
They did go a little bit too far. Oh, tier
not
1
they're too far.
though.
No, their feet are wet. They cross the river. Go back
cold.
immediately.
The water's not warm and lovely. Catyu, he's gonna feel the full force of this PP rolling thunder bouncing around in that mid lane. He's a tanky boy. He's got Lotus Orb on him, but he'll still be shredded. Dead for 75 seconds now. Visage. Yeah, I don't know what you want to do here. It's been pinged out. I think PP noticed something happened with his swashbuckle. Back to normality. Radiant will regroup, respawn, and re-fountain dive in a second.
They are ready to go. Juggernaut level 24. Old Scotty, Titan Sliver, ready to end the game.
The bulldozer is coming. Get out of the way. Tempest, you're going to get crushed. Slardin, yeah. Farming the mid-wave. Phantasm on 1 HP. Dead without buyback. And here comes Infinity. Break the high ground.
I'll be
and
honest,
look for
Gary,
buildings.
that was pretty pathetic from CK.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
what hero does from position 4. They overcomplicated things.
Things got very messy post-draft. I mean, I guess middle of the draft as well for Tempest. And this is all consequence of that. The building's dying. And Infinity going to take this 2-1 victory. Smoke from Tempest, the move out by Catyu. Kataro, he's got BKB Bloodstone, and he is running forward to catch the stun onto Mariano. A PP's in there, though. Rolling Thunder ending and catching on to Catyu's Ogre. BKB from the Underlord as well, giving them that safety from Kataro's magic damage. And Lumiere spinning to win. Sebas does grab a double kill, but you're losing everyone else at such a drastic rate. Lumiere is taking them down one by one. Slow and steady is the hand of the surgeon as he gets that scalpel out and takes them apart limb by limb. There's the triple for Lumiere. And GG is called in the end.
21 kills on Juggernaut. The masterclass performance from Lumiere on the Jug. I love his item build. Just to be able to dominate the lane. Extra wind lace, phase boots, getting Band of Elven skin just to get a little bit of extra something. He had, like, I don't know what they were thinking putting Visage against the Grimstroke Juggernaut. Like, this hero does absolutely nothing, especially with the CK position 4. Like, I was surprised because CK died 3 times. They got good levels on Visage, level 6-7 minutes in, but not much you can do. Also, top lane was not going well. PP was getting a lot from the mid lane. Batrider never solo killed him.
Yeah,
this one's definitely on the draft. Like you're playing with the handicap, so it's very, very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, Batrider never really got off the ground and got anything done.
He didn't have the hero to play with. That's the problem.
Yeah. And you know, just going back to that, right? Okay, you first phase Chaos Knight Batrider. Even if your goal is to have that as your 1-2, or you think that maybe you can flex the CK, maybe you can flex the Bat from 2 to 3, etc., it still feels pretty bad as a as a kind of draft logic, thinking these are our two most important heroes, position 1 and position 2. If they get countered, we can change it. But starting a draft like that always puts you on the back foot. Always means that the opponents have the upper hand in terms of responding with counters like this Juggernaut, like this Pangolier. Okay, you banned out Quap, Puck, Invoker, whoever else it was, but they've still got so many options.
Absolutely. And they go for the worst possible one. I don't know, sometimes it probably looks like it's the good one. You're like, I'll play for CK.
It'll be great.
I made it work once in a pub because the rest of the team kind of carried you. But I don't think you can think too much about it. I'm pretty sure they know what went wrong.
Well, Tempest, maybe trying things out. Definitely some ideas there that they'll have to go back and reconsider as we move forward here in Tour 3. And a 2-1 victory for Infinity. Pretty important for them, coming up and performing incredibly well, looking towards those top 3 spots. There's a lot of teams now competing for them, as the panel was saying. But with that said and done, we will pass it back to Arvo and the boys to break down that series just a little bit more.
Thank you, Gareth. We're here to break down this series, and I mean, we said it. That draft was a little bit iffy, and I think it kind of showed. They brought up the point about how the Visage lane just didn't really work out for them. RTO, you said I don't believe in CK4, and I think you kind of got the point proven there. Yeah.
Yes.
What did you feel was the objective with? Honestly, anything. Take a pick and tell me what you think they were doing, because I was very unsure.
I have no idea, man. They just fixed some random CK4. I don't know. I have no words to explain that. Maybe they tried in a scrim and it worked before, so they were confident. So you can't really judge them like that. But
you think the CK4 was their biggest of their issues, or you feel like the whole draft just kind of fell apart?
It was a CK4 because Visage was countered by the Juggernaut, so it's not much he can do. But even though he had a bad lane, they could still come back if they had a position 4 that actually does something besides pressing stun for 2 seconds. Like all the hero provides is a good laning phase, and they ended up beating like 6 or 8 kills on laning phase. It was weird.
Rayur, would you agree with that assessment?
100%. I think bottom lane was a completely disaster. I mean, Visage, it's bad against Juggernaut, and CK just made it worse. It was painful to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to stay here, harp on this draft a little bit more, but I think you guys are pretty on point. They lost at the draft, and the game didn't really have much to do with it. It was kind of difficult to carry. We will be trying to talk to Infinity, but if our track record shows anything, we'll see if this happens. But we will be trying. We've already sent them the link, and we'll see if we can get an interview set up with any of the Infinity players at this point. It's been a pleasure, guys, and we'll see you shortly with either an interview, or we'll come back with the next game of the day, so stay tuned no matter what. There's always going to be content. The next game of the day is super hype. It's going to be Beast Coast versus Wolf Team. So if you don't care about the interview and you just want to watch that game, it's going to be in 10 more minutes. So don't worry. And hopefully we can come back with some content in the meantime to please you while we wait for Beast Coast versus Wolf Team to begin. It's been a pleasure, guys, and we'll see you very soon.